15 robotic machines, each of which places up to 150 components on the correct locations on the board in just 30 seconds. Then the board runs through an oven that melts the solder paste, connecting the components to the board. Another camera inspection ensures that the internal processor is correctly soldered and that no component is missing or shifted out of position. After function testing and a visual inspection, the motherboard moves to the assembly line and is set aside for the time being. Next, technicians manually assemble the top half of the laptop, called the panel kit. They place protection film on the 15-inch LCD screen. Then they plug in the cable that will connect the LCD to the motherboard. They insert the LCD screen into a frame, with the web camera and microphone already embedded. Then they attach this antenna bottom cover to the screen cover and position the motherboard cable inside it. Next, they install the module for the webcam and microphone. They attach two hinges, which connect this panel kit to the rest of the laptop. Then they install the Wi-Fi antenna and the antenna bottom cover. All components are concealed in the antenna bottom cover behind this antenna top cover. They complete the panel kit by pressing in a thin metal frame around the screen. Next, they assemble the bottom half of the laptop. First, technicians attach the top cover to the panel kit hinges and the touchpad. Then they install the right and left speakers in the top cover. Now the motherboard comes back into play. After inspection, a computer-guided router cuts out openings to accommodate the computer's fans, which prevent the electronics from overheating. A gaming laptop generates a lot more heat than a regular laptop, and therefore requires two powerful fans rather than one. After checking that the fan screws are sufficiently tightened, they place the motherboard into the top cover. Contaminants such as dust or oil can impede proper contact, so as a precaution, they clean the connectors for the memory modules with solvent, then dry them with compressed air. Then they install the memory module, the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth module, and the solid-state disk which stores data. They connect a high-capacity battery to the motherboard. Batteries for gaming laptops are typically larger because the faster processor and dual fans consume more power. The last component is the keyboard, which fits into a rectangular opening in the top cover of the bottom half. A laser etching machine marks the required information underneath. An automated machine tests numerous functions, and a quality control team tests several others, including the virtual reality feature. The LCD and keyboard color displays, and the keys. Not only must the keys function properly, they need to be durable, so enthusiastic gamers won't break them while playing.
Welcome back. In the studio with me is engineer Dr. Adeshola Oluwagbemiga Oladeji. He is the Assistant General Manager, Regulations of Transmission Company of Nigeria. He is also past Chairman of Nigeria Institution of Mechanical Engineers, Osun Chapter, and one-time Technical Secretary of Nigeria Society of Engineers, Osogbo Branch, also Technical Secretary of Nigeria Institution of Mechanical Engineers. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
First, you are a mechanical engineer.
Yes.
And you are working in Transmission Company of Nigeria.
Yes.
I thought it's only electronic engineer that's supposed to be in Transmission Company of Nigeria. What's mechanical doing there?
Yeah, thank you. A mechanical engineer is an encompassing personality. It is not an issue of trading whether one is to be here or at the other place. But if you look at the structure of the transmission company of Nigeria, there's what we call strength of materials. If you look at the support structures that anchor the components that makes up the power system, they must be components that can withstand the strength of those components.
Okay.
And therein comes a mechanical engineer.
All right, sir. Now, who are mechanical engineers?
Yeah, mechanical engineers are persons or personnel that have been trained in the art of sciences, physics, chemistry, mathematics. That is understanding the basis of sciences and is trained in engineering field, specifically mechanical, to put these principles of art of sciences into technological development.
All right, sir. Now, what are the fields of mechanical engineering?
Yeah. The fields of mechanical engineering are numerous.
Okay.
Number one, a mechanical engineer can fit into a manufacturing and production setting.
Okay.
A mechanical engineer can fit into power generation, transmission, and distribution setting.
Okay.
A mechanical engineer, as many of us erroneously agree or take it to be, that they are mechanics or automobile. That is just a field under mechanical engineering. We also have a mechanical engineering in the field of thermofluid and energy studies, wherein I find myself, and also in the field of building services. That is services that are incorporated into a building. Services like refrigeration and air conditioning, plumbing, which entails the reticulation and sizing of materials, and lift systems in high-rising buildings. These are areas where mechanical engineers can come in.
All right, sir. Now, how do I become a mechanical engineer? What kind of training do I need to undergo to become a mechanical engineer?
For you to become a mechanical engineer, you must have been adjudged to have passed the basic sciences of physics, chemistry, mathematics.
Okay.
After which you will take exam into any of the Nigerian universities, polytechnics, monotechnics, even the trade centers, the technical centers as we used to know in the past.
Okay.
You are in any of these institutions to train the art of engineering in the field of mechanical engineering. And having certified that you are okay and have passed such training, you have to practice as a mechanical engineer for some time, 4 years upward, which you have to relate with your professional body, that is Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers, for certification and membership registration, the Nigerian Society of Engineers for certification and membership registration, and finally the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria.
All right, sir. Having undergone all this training, what are the available opportunities for mechanical engineers?
Yes, as I have said, the various fields of engineering offers opportunities for mechanical engineers to practice. In the industries, we have the production and the manufacturing. That is the use of CAD/CAM, computer-aided design and computer-aided manufacturing, to producing products for consumption of mankind. Nigerian engineers find themselves, mechanical engineers find themselves in the steel industry, and we have them around us, even in Osun State here. Then you have the confectionery industries, where we produce confectionaries for consumption. and also plastic industries.
Okay.
Mechanical engineers find themselves there. Even oil and gas, mechanical engineers are prominent there.
Okay.
The power sector where I am,
Wow.
mechanical engineers are prominent there.
Wow.
Automobile industries, as in real automobile factory industries,
Okay.
mechanical engineers are very, very prominent there.
Okay.
They are into research and innovations, delving into what exists and looking out to upgrade what has already existed.
Okay.
And finally, the academia is a wide place for mechanical engineers to fit in.
Wow. You have mentioned almost all industries. It means that mechanical engineers can work in almost all available industry in the world.
You are right.
Oh, this is a great opportunity for mechanical engineers. Our viewers out there, you can see that if you choose career in mechanical engineering, you will surely find a place to work and earn a living. And let's continue. Now, we have talked about the opportunities. We have talked about places they can work. What are the available professional bodies in Nigeria that regulate or also enhance the work of the mechanical engineers?
Well, there are many professional bodies, and prominent among them is the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers, NIMECI.
Okay.
There's a chapter in Osun, there's a chapter in Osogbo, and almost all around the country. This is the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers. They regulate the practice of mechanical engineering in Nigeria. It's a division under the Nigerian Society of Engineers,
Yes, sir.
which is the umbrella body that accommodates all disciplines of engineering: electrical, mechanical, metallurgical, chemical, and others, all under Nigerian Society of Engineers, that is finally regulated by the Council for the Regulation of Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, that is COREN. These are the bodies regulating mechanical engineering in Nigeria.
All right, sir. Now, let's look at the relationship between a mechanical engineer, because all this while we've been talking only about mechanical engineers. I believe we have mechanical technologists and we have mechanical technicians. What are the difference or relationship between these?
Yeah. These are families under COREN, and ditto for mechanical engineer. A technician, by virtue of training, must have been certified with a certificate to have OND, Ordinary National Diploma, in the field of mechanical engineering. While for the technologists, you must have been adjudged to have proved yourself and be certificated with HND degree in the field of mechanical engineering. While for a BSc degree holder, you are adjudged to practice as an engineer in the field of mechanical engineering. So it is a family that has individual roles.
Okay.
An engineer specifically is meant to design, to conceive an idea, conceptualize it. You put on the design and you pass it down to the other family members in the profession to translate into the product that was conceived by the engineers.
All right, sir. Now, this is a wonderful family, from engineers to technologists and down to technicians. Now, let's look at the practice of mechanical engineering in Nigeria. What are the challenges? We have been talking about the advantage where they can work. We are still coming back to how they're actually handling in that area. But let's look at the problem or the challenges of mechanical engineering practice in Nigeria.
As it applies to other engineering fields, so it is to mechanical engineering. Number one, the issue of trust and belief in Nigerian engineers is really affecting the mechanical engineer. Our people are so much engrossed in the fact that a product is an imported product. But lo and behold, I can tell you, there are many products in the country that are not imported, but can take the test of time in terms of the value monetarily and the services that is expected. So trust in a mechanical engineer is one of the challenges. And one other challenge is technology. The way technology is evolving, the environment is not conducive for a mechanical engineer to level up. That is, the policymakers should take note of this so that mechanical engineers can thrive also in the country in terms of the policies that are being made for the practice of mechanical engineering in the country.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Let's look at the relationship between mechanical engineers and other engineering fields. How has it been? Or is there any relationship between?
Yes, there are. With the advent and expansion of technology, there's this trend that has evolved of recent, which is mechatronics. Mechatronics lists mechanical engineer around every other field of engineering. That is mechanical, electronics, incorporated with computer information technology. So there's a strong synergy between mechanical engineers and other arms of engineering. For instance, a chemical engineer who is involved in process engineering, using softwares to monitor processes, using softwares to process production.
Yes, sir.
And when you talk of production, machines and equipments are involved, bringing in a mechanical engineer.
Okay.
Hence, they are interfacing
With mechanical.
together, mechanical engineer.
All right, sir. Thank you for that. As a mechanical engineer, we have so many engineers in the country, but where are we still lacking behind in terms of technological advancement? Nigeria is not one of the leading. We are far from it, and we are supposed to be one of the leaders, the giant of Africa, supposed to be leading innovation and manufacturing in the world. Why this?
I will take you back to the recent problem between ASU and the federal government, in which those in the academia are at the center of research and innovations. But lo and behold, we can see how many institutions have grants to go into research and innovation. If the academia is facing that problem, how do they interface with the industry to know the challenges of the industry, for them to know where to tailor the research? So the government should fully be involved in the issue of research for the development of the country.
Okay. In one of your recent research, you worked on energy and exergy of power generation in Nigeria.
Yes.
What did you discover in your research pertaining to the problem of power in this country?
Power generation, transmission, and distribution is a value chain. That research work, energy and exergy of power generation, looked at the energy generated by the various generating companies in Nigeria, precisely the hydro and the thermal means of generation, and examine the exergy nature of those energy. Exergy simply means the useful energy.
Okay.
Not all energy that is generated is useful. This is where we should appreciate the transmission company of Nigeria transmitting power, but this time around, quality power,
Okay.
useful power. Hence, exergy is looking at the quality of energy that is generated, which is the useful energy that gets to the consumer.
Okay.
And the research also delved into the exergo-economic analysis of power generation. That is bringing in economics to power generation.
Is Nigeria getting profit from generation of power in this country?
Well, I want to say it publicly that the tariff in the country is one of the lowest in the world. And if it is like that, the profit from the generating companies is not really where it should be.
But also, people will say they are not getting value for their money. So let's relate the two. The country is not, the business is not profitable for the company, for the country. Likewise, also the consumers are not getting value for their money. Where are we getting it wrong?
To get value for money, investments must be enhanced. Once the return on investments to the generators is not there, for them to invest, for the consumer to get value, may not be there.
Okay.
It is a capital intensive business.
Okay.
And I know we'll get there.
Amen. And this is a big topic to discuss. We'll not delve deep into this. Maybe some other time we invite you to come and look deeply into the problem of power in this country. Let's go back to our main theme of today, which is mechanical engineering. Okay. Please, in few minutes, in few seconds anyway, advise people that want to venture into mechanical engineering, maybe secondary school students or undergraduate that are still under training to become a mechanical engineer. Please give them advice.
Yes, for the upcoming ones, mechanical engineering is a course to reckon with. Not because I am into mechanical, but you can see the various opportunities that is opened for somebody who studied mechanical. In fact, it transverses virtually all processes, excluding humanities, commercial, and the arts. But once you are a science student, a mechanical engineer will fit in virtually into all areas where science is applicable. And for the undergraduates, I want to challenge them to ensure that they relate with the professional body. Once you relate with the professional body, you will see the scope and the areas. Many of our graduates or undergraduates, they are limited to seeing the scope where they can really fit in. But once they relate with the professional bodies, mentors are there to really expose them to where they can delve in, and they will be glad to have studied mechanical engineering.
All right, thank you very much. Our viewers out there, I believe you've learned something from our guest. Our guest has been Engineer Dr. Adeshola Oluwagbemiga Oladeji. He is the current Assistant General Manager Regulation Tiaroba, and I believe you have learned from his experience. And I believe next time we invite you to this program, you will honor us with your presence.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate you for coming.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. First, this is the convenient point to be rounding up the program this week. Join us same time next week. Bye-bye.
Kérésìmesì ọdún ayọ̀.
Ọdúndé o, ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ̀, ẹ̀mí wa aṣọ kan rẹ̀ o.
Kò sí àní-àní pé a afẹ́fẹ́ ọdún kérésìmesì tí ń fẹ́ lọ́tún lọ́sì bọ́dún kérésìmesì ṣe ń súnmọ́ ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ àtàwọn òṣìṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ osbc ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run fún àánú àti ìpamọ́ rẹ̀ látẹ̀sín bí a ṣe wá ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ la mọ rírì ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ yìí tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa tẹ̀ ń wò wá tẹ̀ tún ṣonígbàwó ètò kan tàbómi ìlọ́dọ̀ wa àwa ń fi àsìkò yìí rán yín létí pé ìgbìmọ̀ tí iléeṣẹ́ osbc gbé kalẹ̀ fọdún kérésìmesì àtọdún tuntun ti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ onírúurú ètò fọdún kérésìmesì àtọdún tuntun bíi pàtàkì bíi jésù ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú ọdún kérésìmesì àfihàn bàbá kérésìmesì àpèjọ ọdún kérésìmesì àìsàn ọdún kérésìmesì àkànṣe ètò fáwọn èwe ìsìn ìdúpẹ́ ọdún àtàwọn ètò míì bẹ́ẹ̀ lówó tí kò gúnpá àwa ń rọ àwọn iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba lájọ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ilé ìjọsìn àti olóríjorí láti wá aṣọ onígbàwọ́ àwọn ètò wa gbogbo lórí rédíò wa 104.5 FM ilé àwíyé òkè bálẹ̀ òṣogbo osbc tv lórí star times 113 àti free tv 502 tó fi mọ́ new dawn tv channel 22 uhf ìbòkun gbogbo àwọn ètò wọ̀nyí lẹ́yìn máa gbọ́ tá a sì máa rí wò lórí ìtàkùn ayélujára fẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ pè alága ìgbìmọ̀ ọdún kérésìmesì àti tọdún tuntun ti iléeṣẹ́ osbc sórí nọ́mbà yìí 0803 395 9859 0803 395 9859 àkú ọdún àkú ìyèdún ojú wa yóò máa rọ́dún.
Morning, welcome to the news update. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Governor Ademola Adeleke has appointed Mr. Samuel Anyole Yaino as the new head of service. This is contained in a release by the spokesperson to Osun State Governor, Madam Rashid Olawale. His swearing-in is about now going on at Imole House, Oshogo. Mr. Aino obtained BSc, second upper division and MSc degrees in geography 1987 and 1990 respectively from the University of Ibadan. He was appointed as permanent secretary in the state in 2012 through a rigorous selection process and was deployed to the Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning and Budget. He was later deployed to serve as permanent secretary in the new Ministry of Finance following the creation of Office of Budget and Economic Development from the former ministry in 2013. He served in the Ministry of Finance till 2016. He also served as permanent secretary in charge of two agencies, Ministry of Human Resources and Capacity Building and the Public Service in the Office of the Head of Service. Mr. Ena, who worked in several capacities within and outside the shores of Nigeria, is a community activist and former president of Pesetas Club, Okilaonabu. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has said it is practically impossible to conduct elections and electoral activities successfully in an atmosphere of violence. Said electoral commissions in West Africa are beyond having expressed concern about the impact of prevailing insecurity in the conduct of elections, banditry, and other forms of armed conflict. Consequently, the Commission said a 9-nation conference of electoral commissions and election experts is holding this week in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, involving the host Burkina Faso as well as Benin Republic, Mali, Niger, Nigeria, Senegal, and Togo from West Africa, and the Central African Republic and Democratic Republic of Congo from Central Africa. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu said this at a meeting with United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel held in Abuja. The task force of the Federal Capital Territory Administration has resumed its clampdown on illegal broader chain operators at the Wuse Zone 4 area of Abuja. The task force extended the raid to some red lighthouses and zones within the central business district, burning down places suspected to be illicit and illegal drug colonies. The FCT Director of Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement, Mr. Atta Ikaru, explained that the task force will have no choice but to continue to make arrests if operators refuse to work within the provisions of the law. Mr. Ikaru noted that the FCT Minister, Madam Mohammed Bello, wanted residents to succeed at their various businesses and enterprises, explained that report from the intelligence unit of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission worries the authority, and added that if they did not obey the law, relevant forces might be deployed to bring sanity to the industry. That ends the news update on Osbc TV. Please join us at 12 for the midday news.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and I spent the last few years exploring the incredible continent of Europe, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here's my Europe Top 100. I have to say that Europe is my favorite place in the world. From the landscapes of the Alps to the countless medieval cities, it's impossible to beat the beauty of Europe. This video is a long one, so I made timestamps of all the places in the description so you can jump around to your favorite places. For our first destination, we're going to head to possibly my favorite place ever, Seceda. Now located in the Dolomites of northern Italy, I remember the first time I saw a video of this mountain, I couldn't believe it existed. The green glass slopes contrasted with the jagged mountain ridge, often covered in clouds, makes one of the most beautiful landscape combos. Now to get to Seceda, I took 2 gondolas up the mountain and made it to the top. I remember the first time I saw the mountain, I couldn't believe my eyes. The clouds covered half of it, making it one of the best views I've ever gotten. Places like this really spark your imagination and make you feel like a kid again. I hope everyone can witness the power of Seceda at least once in their life. Another magical place nearby is Osbc. It's home to the largest high alpine meadow in Europe. The backdrop of the mountain with the farm cabins creates a scene straight out of a dream. After northern Italy, let's head over to the mystical Faroe Islands. Located right between Norway and Iceland in the North Atlantic Ocean, the archipelago